Hi guys, it's Max here with dartsreviews.tv in association with dartsplanet.tv. We've got some Winmau darts for you today. We have the Firestorm Flame. These look absolutely fantastic in that window. That colour scheme is absolutely amazing. The actual dart itself, the grip looks interesting as well. So what I think we'll do is we'll go head on over to the table, have a closer look. Okay, so we're over at the table with the Winmau darts. We've got the Firestorm Flame Edition. These are 90% tungsten and we had the 23 gram. The box itself has this like red, orange, yellow sort of colour pattern, obviously to do with the flame. Window showing the 3 barrels there in the Winmau point protector. Winmau logo down here and some little windows showing the prism stems. Over on the back, we have the Firestorm Flame up at the top and Winmau logo, and it's showing the dart specification there. This is showing the parallel dart. Obviously we got the torpedo shape, but they are 90% tungsten, precision engineered onyx coating, and they are match weighted to 0.05 grams. Obviously Winmau logo and some information down here. Let's get the darts out, have a closer look. Oh, there we go. Right, comes in this standard EVA foam insert that Winmau likes, and it's got this like cutting Winmau logo. You've got the vector stems down here, the flights, and obviously the 3 barrels. Really striking against this black. We're having the yellow, orange, and red transfer. So let's get the darts out, have a closer look at them. Right, so we'll start at the front. We've got a standard black coated point there. It's actually quite sharp, so I'd most probably advise just rounding that off slightly if you get them brand new. Before we go into this long taper of the torpedo shape, we have not too wide a black section at the front before we go into this. I'd say it's concave cut groove before we have a very narrow ring, and then we go into a wider ring with these extra lateral cut grooves in the middle, adding a nice element, and it basically covers this grip from the front all the way to the back, so you have a very narrow ring before we go into the wider ring with the lateral grooves. Yeah, the actual grooves, like I said, they feel like they're concave, so they're not quite square cut, but the actual rings themselves are square cut at the top, so it adds like a sharpish sort of feel to them. But again, it's quite grippy, and the extra sort of like lateral grooves add another grip element to it, so I can really feel it on my thumb, which, as you know, tends to catch on grippy darts. But it's quite a long taper going up into this centre weighted section here, and then obviously a less predominant taper going into this wide etched section with the Winmau logo. Loving the colours. It is a very flamey sort of colour. Nice feel to it. Not overly grippy, but a bit grippier than I'm used to, especially with those square cut topped rings. But I'm liking the fact that these are separated by that extra ring there, and the lateral grooves really add a nice element. We have here the 23 gram, which at the widest section are 7.55 millimeters, and the actual barrel itself is 50.8 millimeters long. A good torpedo shape, center weighted as well, but it's got a lovely long taper, so it adds a nice grouping area. But what I think we'll do is we'll head on over to the board and we'll have a throw. Okay, we're over in the dart room with some Winmau darts. We got the Firestorm Flame Darts. These look absolutely fantastic. Transition from like the yellow up to the red, very flamey, obviously, but they look fantastic. Grip itself has got the radial and lateral grooves, so it adds much more of a grip element to it. But hopefully, as they're a torpedo shape, I've got a nice push point, because I do like a good push point. Going to have a couple of throws just so I can get used to them before we go into our practice routine. So let's see how we get on. '85, having to make a little bit of an adjustment just because I'm catching my thumb a little bit on the grooves. So And a nice steady ton. There we go. We've made the adjustment. Definitely made the adjustment. They are quite a grippy-ish feel dart on my thumb. I am catching just that little bit, so I've made a little bit of an adjustment. So let's go into our 201 practice routine. Game on. Oh, a nice steady ton to start. 101 left to get. Or pulled the last start. We've left ourselves 12. 89 scored. And in one dart. More than happy to get it in 7. Unfortunate not to get it in the 6. But considering they're quite grippy and I'm catching my thumb, I was more than happy to get them to go nice and straight. But the centre balance and obviously the taper on there is really, really nice to throw. So let's go over final thought. Okay, I think I've done alright. I've done 7 darts, started off with a nice steady ton, missed the double on that one, so I could have done it in a few darts less, but overall I'm more than happy. I do like a sort of like torpedo shape on that because it gives you a push point if you're a rear thrower, and the grip itself was really interesting. It felt nice on the fingers, a little bit grippy, and maybe a little bit less grip would suit me better, but overall they felt really, really nice and they flew through the air fantastic. They went into the board just about right for me. Grip rating, I'm giving them a 3.5. Like I said, they're slightly on the higher grippy end because you got all that extra milling with the lateral grooves and everything, and the gaps between the grooves and that are just enough for your fingers and your thumb to really sort of like seep into and give you that nice grip point. The weights are 21, 23 and 25 grams, so there's plenty of range there, whether you like light darts or slightly heavier. And like I said, whether you're a front, rear or mid gripper, that grip is nice and consistent, and whether you like a really grippy dart or something in the middle, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with these, especially if you like that push point like I do. The price point is £53.95. It's a 90% tungsten, so that's a really good price point. It's sort of like dead right smack in the middle nowadays, and it's not something that's going to absolutely break the bank. It's something that maybe somebody can get you for your birthday or for Christmas. If you've got a set of these, or you're looking at getting set, or maybe you've got any questions, head on down to the comment section and let us know. Maybe somebody's got a set, you can even ask them a question. It's always nice to get plenty of different sides of the story, as it was, not just from me but from other players as well. Head on over to dartsreviews.tv and dartsplanet.tv. Lots of stuff on there, whether you've got 5 minutes or half an hour, something to pass the time, or maybe you're looking for something in particular that really takes your fancy. Make sure you tick subscribe and tick the notification bell. Lots of stuff coming up in the future, not just reviews and everything. We have live shows and everything as well. And as always, come back, check us out again soon. Bye.